Okay, so hello everyone. Hello once again. Um, Welcome to Nerds Bay. My name is Julia, and I'm super happy to have all of you here. And today with me is Lidiia Salo and Reena Jha. They are our super experts about recruitment in Finland, and I hope that they will make a very interesting insights for all of you guys and for me as well, because this is a new topic and I haven't been listen any webinars about that. Yes, this is a workshop, so we will need a pen and paper, or probably just a additional screen where you can put some things about you. So now I've given the speech to Lidiia and Reena. Please make a better introduction of you so people will know you better. Thank you.
I'm sharing the screen at the same time. Let me do it this way. So now we can all see that, right? Beautiful. Yes. So welcome everyone to the How to Pitch Yourself to an Employer workshop. As Julia already mentioned, we will have a step-by-step process where we will kindly ask you to write some things down. And like both for me and Reena, we don't like workshops where you talk and talk and talk without much of meaning. We want you to walk out with a speech already today. And a few words about us. I'm Lidiia Salo, and I moved to Finland 6.5 years ago from Russia. And now in Finland, because I know all the hardships of being an international here, now my mission is to support highly educated internationals to live a better life. And I've started with a shortcut recently as a career coach, in addition to being a founder of Get Hired in Finland. And on a personal note, I live in Espoonlahti with 3 kids. I'm a stepmom of 2 teenagers and a mom of a toddler. And Reena?
Yes. Thank you, Lidiia, for your quick introduction. And hi, everyone. Really warm welcome to this workshop. I'm Reena, and I've been living here in Finland for around 7 years now. My experience is in HR and also mostly IT recruitment. And I work as a recruitment consultant with an agency here in Helsinki, and I'm also a career advisor and coach with Get Hired in Finland, which is with Lidiia. And I speak to on my daily basis. I speak to a lot of recruiters and also hiring managers who are looking for, tech roles. I live with my family in Espoo, and also I'm a artist by the night. So nice to meet you all, and really hope that we'll try our best to make this workshop a very interactive one for everyone. And I'll leave the floor to Lidiia as of now.
So what will happen today? First, we will cover the basic of pitching and what it is. Maybe you will have a little bit more clarity from that. After that, we will have a reference speech. I know that we have one brave participant who would like to practice it, and everyone else will learn from that. And after that, we will move to a step-by-step guide to your perfect pitch and discuss some fears and how to make it better. What are some techniques you can use to make it better? And then, if we have some time, someone else brave can share their pitch that they wrote through this workshop. And Reena, please move on.
Yes. So in general, let's cover what is pitching and what are the types of pitching. So I think I would say pitching is a very concise, clear way of summarizing about yourself. Now, types of pitching, there is something called elevator pitching that many of you would have heard. It is like a really short, persuasive summary about yourself or idea or a product that you can really quickly deliver just within the time that you're riding in an elevator with somebody. So it's like really short summary about yourself. Self introduction pitch or pitching yourself in an interview would be like a brief, impactful statement about yourself where you really highlight the key skills, experiences, and also career goals. Then also there is another part is like pitching an idea or a product, which is mainly like you're presenting your idea or a product or your service in a very engaging way, while you're highlighting the benefits or like the value proposition to your potential customers, investors, partners, or audiences. So these are briefly the types of pitching, but today we will learn more about self introduction pitching or how to pitch yourself in an interview. um, so from a recruiter's point of view, I think pitching is an introduction, which is definitely something very concise and convincing statement that really effectively introduces yourself to an interviewer. Uh, um, so in my daily work, I regularly interview numerous job applications and applicants on a daily and weekly basis. So it is really important that your pitching is kind of it's the one of your first ways to make the first and strong impression with the interviewer, right? So uh, it should be really effective pitching in a way that through your pitching or through your introduction, it really increases the chances of your moving to the next stage of the interview process. So what are the situations where when in general, me as a recruiter or we as a recruiter kind of move forward with a particular candidate or we reject, for example? So things can be that when you're introducing yourself, maybe sharing too little or too much. So it's very important that we stick to the relevant details and not share too much or not share too much like personal things or like so not sharing too little or too much, and then also sharing very relevant matters and not like really touching upon less relevant topics or matters which is not required for a particular job that you are kind of interviewing to. So few examples I can give here is, of course, there were like multiple instances when I had this initial introduction with developers. It was really tough when it becomes very tough when these developers or the other person shares too little. So we have to really dig deep or poke around for every little detail, and I think that's one of the kind of red flag for us, because you really need to be able to express yourself very concisely, and that's also one way to kind of make your first impression, right? So that's very important. Another positive example I would like to share is, and I remember this candidate, maybe I'll remember him all through my life, because this candidate came from a background of mainly cybersecurity. He had been working in cybersecurity area for more than 8 years, although he was also passionate about this iPhone development projects, and he was doing this iPhone development projects only by the side as a hobby. However, he applied for a role in iPhone development, and we were all skeptical. At first glance, anybody would reject him because he has more work experience in cybersecurity. But I wanted to, have a discussion with him before rejecting, and I was blown away by his introduction. And to my surprise, he was hired for the iPhone development role, and he's currently successfully working as a lead in that role. So it really makes a lot of difference in how you create that first impression. So let's learn a bit more about it in the next slide, sir. Yeah. So what are we looking at in a pitch? This is a rule of, three C's and R, meaning clean, clear, and concise. And R stands for relevant. When we say clean, again, free from unnecessary details or unnecessary irrelevant details, and just focusing on the essential part about yourself, your experience, your background. Also, when we say clear, it's like the tone and the language that is used should be like really easily understood and clearly communicated without any confusion or without any ambiguity. Also, being very concise is very important because it's time sensitive. There is a time constraint. You need to deliver your introduction in really specific time, right? So being concise, brief, and to the point without going into too much detail into any particular area. So that's also very important to keep in mind. Now, relevant is also one of the most important step, or a criteria to keep in mind, because you should always aim to keep it relevant in a way that it is directly related to your experience or the specific job or the opportunity that you're pursuing to. So if we keep these four um, things in mind, I'm sure it will help you to kind of create a really compelling pitch for yourself. So now I will leave the rest of the slides for Lydia.
Now we have a practical example of how you think pitching should happen. And I need to remind you that maybe Yulia, you can talk a little bit more about that because we have people also who just came to this workshop without knowing about your event. So if you want to say a few words and what is the setup with 10 minutes.
Oh, thank you, Lydia. This is super nice that you mentioned that. I hope that everyone who is participant already knows, but a few more words about that. We're inviting you for Northby Fair. This is an event which will take part online 24th of October at 12 o'clock. We start our presentation time, but networking will start at 10. And there you can meet with recruiters and have these one-on-one talks. And this is like an online job fair, but you will probably need this pitch for offline fairs as well. So this is like when you mingle with the people and you have just a very few minutes to make a great impression for them. So you need to be prepared. For example, if you have a very small time, even if you have that, so you still need to prepare, because if you are not prepared, you will probably just stuck in your other minds, and you will lose this opportunity to make a good impression from the first connection. So thank you, Lydia.
Thank you for mentioning that. And as I heard, there will be a chance of talking to recruiters in 10-minute setups. So that's what we will try to do now with Reena. And Reena, as a tech recruiter, by the way, she's talked to thousands of people already. And she will be perfect at that. And who would like to be a brave one to try it out now live? We can take one person.
We had two guys.
Well, I have. It was me who asked it in Telegram group. So
Yes,
if no,
Nikolai,
yeah,
you have.
if nobody objects, I can try.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it this way. You got a little bit of an advantage because you already pre-signed up for that. And Reena, please take the stage and I will put 10 minutes on and I will let you know when it's over. Time goes now.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much for inviting me to the pitch. My name is Nikolai. I'm working in different areas of IT for well, almost 17 years right now. And it was I'm living in and working in Belarus, but I always work in international teams, and for international customers, and communicated a lot with people from Germany, Switzerland, US, South Africa, and many other origins. I don't remember even what. So my main direction of work right now is artificial intelligence and machine learning, especially processing of text and documents, which is called NLP. It's now almost completely dominated by ChatGPT, but there are many other tools to do this, and also I have experience in processing the images, like building the system for image search, uh, OCR, post OCR, and things like that. And before jumping into machine learning, I also have rather long time experience in scientific software development, more particular a system for telecom, for simulation of physical processing in telecom systems. And right now I'm considering next considering offers, considering positions for my future development in machine learning, artificial intelligence, and probably in other science-based things. That's everything from my side for a very short pitch. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nikolai. Um, I really appreciate, you coming out and sharing your pitch live here. So that's really brave of you, and thank you so much. It was really nice to hear your pitch. It was uh, well shared and well, explained. Um, so overall, it was a really good pitch. But there could be a little bit of room for improvement. Like just one suggestion at this point from my side could be that you very well explained your overall experience. Uh, Also, in between, just after sharing your overall experience, you can also, I mean, it's a good idea to mention your most recent role. Example, I mean, you did say that you're considering, new prospects at the moment, but also it's a good idea to include what was your most recent role and what did you work there as. I mean, maybe a title or designation, and very briefly, what was your responsibility. So always, and maybe when you are also including your employment details, uh, just share your most recent job, and then you can share your overall experience. So that was just one small feedback, but otherwise overall I really liked it how you framed everything. It was very clear, and you very well explained your USP as well, that you have really good international experience, both working in international setup as well. So I really liked that highlight as well. So very good job, Nikolai. But yeah, do tell
Thank
me if
you.
you have any
Thank
questions.
you very much for feedback. What's about the time frame? And
I can comment on that. It was 2 perfect minutes while you were speaking. So good job with that. Today we will give a little bit more guidance on how that can be structured and things that you can also consider to improve. But it was very nice. I liked it a lot. And because we still have 5 minutes, I think there was the second person who wanted to try it out. And let's do that. Who is the second brave one?
I think it was Suren, if I remember the name correctly.
Kirill is on.
Kirill
Okay.
raised the hand. Yes, Kirill, please move
Yes.
on.
Do I need to switch on. Sorry, do I need to turn on my webcam?
Don't
Yes,
worry,
but
if you are comfortable, just you can keep
no,
it
no,
on.
I can if
Otherwise,
you want. But maybe you don't see me because
I
my
can
light.
see you. I can
Okay,
see you. But yeah, feel free to,
okay,
do
I
it
got
as
it.
you please. Yes.
Uh, okay, I got it. Speaking of my self-presentation, I am a software engineer with 7 years of experience in web application development, holding a bachelor's degree in computer science. I started my career track in 2017 as a C# developer, and then in 2019, I transitioned to the Ruby programming language and Ruby on Rails framework, becoming a Ruby developer. From 2019 to 2023, I participated in developing web applications in various industries such as golf tech, health tech, fintech, and travel tech. I have experience and knowledge in creating RESTful APIs for back and front communications and uh, fully functional web applications. Additionally, I have experience in inter-service communication within microservices using the RabbitMQ message broker, and I have worked with databases such as PostgreSQL, MongoDB, and Redis. And I know how to organize business logic in any Ruby on Rails web application using the dry-RB ecosystem and design patterns such as interactors, decorators, and service objects. I enjoy covering web application code with tests using tools like RSpec, Minitest, and Capybara libraries. And I have utilized software development methodologies such as test-driven development and behavior-driven development. My most recent project was with online tours, one of the leaders in the Russian online travel market. Comparable international companies include Airbnb and Booking. And online tours is an online platform specializing in selling travel packages and services. The platform allows users to search for and book tours, hotels, flights, and other travel services via the internet. And in this project, my responsibilities included, for example, number one is participating in the reboot of the Rails monolith to improve the project's code base. Number two is developing new features for the online platform and the admin panel. Number three is developing APIs and business logic for updated web and mobile client interfaces. And finally is creating dynamic tool packaging. I would say that's it, but at this moment I understand that it seems that there is no ending in my self-presentation. I understand it, but I don't know how I can finish my self-presentation after this passage above, I would say, like that. And that's it.
Okay. Thank you so much, Kirill. This was really, really very well explained, well said introduction. I really like the entire structure that you went ahead, starting from your, you know, experience, your education, start of career, your transition. You also explained that very well. You did explain like your industries that you have worked with and also applications. Um, your most recent work, I think a little bit suggestion I would give is like in your most recent work, it was a bit of extra details. I think you can like little bit shorten it by saying or by kind of explaining them your core competency in that role or your one or two greatest achievements. I think then when the interviewer further digs deep a bit about those, then you can explain more in detail. I think that is one thing, because that's one of the best way to kind of reduce the quantity that you are explaining, but then also bring it in a way that is more powerful, that you are sharing with more quantifiable, measurable results when you are saying explaining some achievements. So I think that can be done. Also, one more suggestion is, I think you said you like or certain areas or topics. You can formulate it in a way that your strengths are doing this. So that sounds even more better, and that's like you're showcasing what are your strengths. So overall, I really liked it how you said. So very good job. Thank you so much.
Okay, I got it. Thank you so much for your feedback, but I have maybe one question for you about your speech.
Yeah.
For example, you mentioned that if I remember, I should need to reduce or maybe remove some technical details. Am I right about it or not?
Uh, yeah. So what I'm trying to say is, depending on the role that you're applying, so you can pick what are the most important, technical stacks that is required or asked in that particular role that you're applying, and customize it. So here we are like discussing openly, so it's okay that you share all the tech stacks that you have worked in with me. But then when you're applying for a job, to be little more concise, it's always good to customize it and mention which are your strongest technical stacks that you have worked and which aligns best to the role that you are applying. So just kind of improvising in that area, like keeping it really customized and relevant to what the job requires. That would be my suggestion.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
Maybe extra question for you about
Kirill,
this.
I'm sorry, I will
Okay.
need to stop you. Otherwise, we will not have time to go through
Okay,
all
okay, I
the
got it. Thank
But
you.
all the
do write your question in the chat. I'll be happy
yeah,
to answer.
maybe
Okay.
Reena will have time to answer that. Yes.
Yeah.
So, like, I love real-time examples because when you ask people, okay, who is ready to pitch, all of you start getting a bit nervous of, okay, what if I need to pitch? What would I say? And then when you see others speaking, okay, you learn this was a good thing. I can do it. I can say something similar, or okay, this is something I can use from this speech. So now we will give you, this is rather clean and clear approach to your pitch. It doesn't mean it's the best one, but it gives you a direction. And the first step here, Kirill also asked about, should I mention all the stacks, or like when you don't know whom you are talking to, maybe it makes sense if you can keep it concise. Kirill was talking for 4 minutes, and the first speaker was talking for 2 minutes. So consider all of that. And when I say research the company, I also mean is research the interviewer. It can be a recruiter or a hiring manager. So if you know in advance who is coming to the job fair, please go to their website, check who they are, what is their product, and what potentially you think can be a challenge that you can solve. Also, is there something that hints you about their stack that is used, or projects, or what is your expertise that is the most useful one for this company? In that sense, you will always tailor your pitch to a particular company or even a person. I also like to see what, for example, if you're talking to a hiring manager, to learn about his history and check what is in common that you have with this person. Maybe you studied the same subject or something else that you can bring up in a conversation. And we will start the workshop now with a strong introduction. How to do that? you can do that by opening with a confident introduction that includes, let me move this a little bit, a short greeting, hello, your name, job title, and relevant experience, and your current situation as well. An example we are giving here, hi, it's really nice to meet you. I am Alex, a full stack developer with 6 years of experience in building scalable web applications. My recent role was with this company developing this. And now we will kindly ask you to write down your introduction in 1-2 sentences. And the example is on the screen, so you can check it and write something similar for yourself. And we have this rule of, like, if you have some questions, you can ask now regarding this particular task. If not, we will go into silent mode because it's impossible to work on your speech if something is talking nonstop. So in 5 minutes, we come back. I actually don't know how Google Meet works. Can you react in a chat with an emoji to a text? Because I've been using Zoom for that. For example, this is my text. And you cannot react with an emoji. So we will just count for 5 minutes from now on. Any questions regarding this task? No questions. The timer goes up now.
Excuse me. Meanwhile, can I take a time and ask a question? I think I mentioned
No,
in the comments. No.
unfortunately, because it's a silent moment that everyone will start listening and they cannot focus. So we will have a time slot at the end if time is left for the question, or write in the chat.
I did actually, yeah. So I'll be waiting for the reply. Thank you.
Should we post when we are done our introduction in the chat?
Unfortunately, Google Meet doesn't have this feature, so we will wait for 1 more minute and we move on.
Okay.
Okay, time is up. We are moving to the next step. Highlighting key skills and experience. So here, by the way, I'm hearing my echo. Maybe Demita, please mute yourself. Or who was that? Please identify 2-3 key competencies that match his employer's needs. That's why we suggested to research the company first. By the way, Reena, was it you who was supposed to cover this one?
I thought my slides were even further, but
No, I will
yeah,
take care
yeah.
of that. No worries. So an example here, I specialized in designing secure, scalable architectures and have led the development of cloud-based solutions for global clients. And now I would kindly ask you to work on your part of this task. Write down your key skills and experience. And we will also have 5 minutes here. And if you have any questions, please ask in the chat. And time goes on now. And time is up now. I think we forgot to mention an important thing with Reena. This workshop was created for IT professionals, but it doesn't mean that you cannot use this for your own profession. If there are people from other industries, the setup is absolutely the same, so no worries about this one. And let's move on. Also, if you are not up to speed with our tasks, no worries, there will be a recording. You can go back to it and finalize your pitch.
Yes. So continuing to what Lidiia said, the overall framework remains same, irrespective of the industry or the role. So if you know the framework, I'm sure it will be helpful for anybody, for any role or any industry to create your pitch, introduction pitch. So feel free to use it, and it's applicable for everyone. Next slide. So step 4 is like providing measurable impact. When I say measurable impact, it means that sharing your achievements in a quantifiable manner, or say some things in a numerical way that demonstrates your professional unique value. So one of the example could be is like here, which we are sharing is in my previous role, I implement. Sorry, I went mute in between. So I'll start from the beginning. So the example is in my previous role, I implemented automation processes that increased team productivity by 25%. So you see the example here, it says it's an achievement that somebody increased the team productivity by certain percentage. So similarly, most of the roles, you can think of some measurable impact that you made in your role this way. But if it sounds little challenging, or if you're struggling, you can ask chat gpt, and you can simply ask it this way, like what is the numerical result for, say, uh, project manager, or say example, full stack engineer. So specify the role or a task that is there in your mind and ask ChatGPT for this numerical result. It will give you some ideas once you see this or try this way. And so now going back to again the individual work, just like last two tasks, we will also now have 7 minutes, because you need to think a bit more here. So let's have around 7 minutes to come up and write down around 1 to 2 quantifiable achievements from your current role or previous role or the most recent role. So react with the emoji when done, or I mean, I know we are not able to give a thumbs up here in the chat, but you guys are sending this thumbs up in general, so do that. And we will go on this silent mode now for 7 minutes.
Okay, time is up. Let's move on. I noticed not so many reacted with emojis. Guys, please don't worry at all. Maybe future steps will be so much easier for you, so you will have time to finish this one. And by the way, okay, some people are answering that they did this task. Thank you for that. And also, this is a very good approach for your CVs as well. In relation to a job ad, when you apply online, what have you done previously? Not only done, but what was the achievement you got from this task? So this is a very healthy way of writing your papers as well. So this step is very important in that sense. And trust me, I don't know, maybe 90% of CVs don't have it. Okay, and it's my favorite step. It's actually thanks to Julia for feedback. That's why it's here. When you think about a recruiter, imagine how many people they talk to. It can be interviews, it can be events after the office, hiring managers. Like there are lots of people they talk to, even daily can be a lot. So how do they remember you out of hundreds of people they talk to? There is one trick that you can use, and we will share that with you. So one way to do that is to think one of the interesting or impressive facts about your personality. And here I want to highlight personality because you've talked about the achievements already professionally. And here I really want to mention only like one line, no more. And it will help a recruiter to remember you in the crowd. And you can see two examples. One is from me and one is from Reena. I can read mine and Reena can read hers. So to close up the conversation, I would have said, by the way, on a personal note, I also have been practicing Tibetan meditation for 10 years now. And Reena could say,
Yeah, so I'm a mandala artist and I'm creating mindful artwork for many years now.
and an example that I also like, but I haven't written down, is when a developer with this beard is saying that, oh, by the way, I also practice ballet since I'm 4. So, oh my God, I will remember a guy like that. This is the purpose here. So we will now give you 5 minutes to finalize your story with one personal fact that you feel like, oh, wow, this is something that will help them remember me. Please, nothing too creepy, something more like down to earth, but still, wow. And please ask questions in the chat if you have them. Otherwise, 5 minutes are up now. Also, if it's hard to come up with a fact, you can think of what would my friends say good about you. For example, for Reena, I can come up with a fact immediately. And for Julia, I can come up with an interesting fact. So you can ask your friends if you cannot come up with something right now. Or if you came up with and you would like to share, you can write in the chat. They can also have a look and remember you.
Well, as an example, you said you can say quickly about Lidiia and Reena, what it would be.
I will move to a chat now so others can focus.
Thank you.
And time is up. Is it difficult, guys, to come up with this one? What is the most difficult step so far? Let's have a very short dialogue. Julia, please share what your thoughts are.
Thank you, Lidiia, for putting this to the presentation and to the workshop. And I've been doing all the workshop with everyone, so I've been putting my skills, results, and fact, and the short intro as well. Super interesting just to slow down and think about who I am, just to make an introduction, because even when I haven't been prepared to make a opening of this webinar, because I did so many openings and I said that okay, that might be nice, but I've heard that my thoughts was mixing and I couldn't find a real words that I would like to put to that. So you need to prepare, even if you did it many times, and especially if you have this time and you have, names of the companies with whom you will talk, then you can catch common points to put to your speech. Yeah, and about the facts, thank you, Lidiia, for highlighting that I'm a founder of the company Bain Ferrender in Finland. This is something that I basically forget about it, because you're just doing your job and that's how you manage your life. Yeah, but I've been thinking that probably I can add that for already 3 years. I like a sugar independent person, so I can eat sugar, but it's not making me crazy, or I'm not addicted to that. And I also grow in my child as a sugar independent person as well. So she can eat sweets, but she is not like crazy about that. So this is something that I put as my fact here.
Wow, I'm like immediately I want to know more because
Yeah,
I'm
and
getting,
this is the fact that you probably will catch, and you're also a mom, so probably
yeah,
you're
I
also
will
interested in
remember.
how to do that.
So
Yes.
I'll come back to you and ask. Yeah, thank you for your
Pl-
opinion.
+1, Julia. I would also be curious.
Okay, that's how it's work. Now we
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
But I've been for the first time. I've been even texting to Lidiia. Hey, Lidiia, you put this to the presentation, but even me, I don't know what to put there. But then I start think how to figure out this point.
Yeah, it's a good one. And someone wrote, on everyday basis, I used to walk 10K steps, and on 3 days, I walk 20K steps. It's a very good fact. I love it. Wow. I'm
Thank you so much, Lidiia.
very, very nice. I like. Reena said, if you're involved with volunteering, that you can mention that. In my free time, I volunteer in a cat shelter or something like that. It's also quite impressive. I like that as well. So I suggest to move on now. I think this is the most important part that is often missing in conversations. Also, we saw it at the beginning when brave guys were talking. It is when you talk to a person in an interview, it's a two-side game. Both should talk, both should feel valued, and both should have a chance to contribute to this conversation. That's why a powerful way to end this speech of yours is to conclude with a question to a recruiter. And so I'm saying here that I'm actually giving an example that is very, very, very good. You can even write it down for yourself as it is here, so it's clear what I mean. What is the biggest need, by the way, and what is the biggest need or challenge you are now having in your IT department? Or I didn't understand from your website that. So let me go to the next one. Now I will kindly ask you to write down a question for a recruiter. And we will have 5 minutes for that. I'm sorry, in the background, my mother-in-law is talking. I lost my focus. I'm trying to be back. So I think I was not clear enough. Now I would like you to think of a question for a recruiter. So you talk for 2 minutes and then you ask a recruiter something and then you build a conversation based on that. Don't forget to always come back to a person. And we will have 5 minutes for that. And if you have any questions, please ask.
Maybe a small question about this task.
Yes, please write in the chat.
Okay.
Okay, time is up now. We are actually very close to being done with the workshop part of today's session. So I also wanted to explain this a little bit more in detail based on questions that we got. So imagine it's 10 minutes an interview. So you come and you say, hey, nice to see you, and please tell me about you, recruiter asks, and you speak for 2 hours, and then we want you to end with a question to a recruiter. So it's also very healthy to have a dialogue with them based on what are their particular needs. But we still have 10 minutes. So you talk and you talk and you talk, but how can you end it after 10 minutes? What is the best way for you to end it after 10 minutes? That's what we will be talking about today. It's also one line, it's a closing sentence with a call to action. An example here is, it was great talking to you and thank you for your time. Polite. If you'd like to learn more about how I can contribute to your team or how I can help you, should we go ahead and schedule the next meeting? So what we want, 10 minutes is not enough to find out more about you. What we need is you talk to them in the future. And like, if you don't ask, you don't get. So please always ask. Then it might end up with something interesting. And of course, because this step is called practice and polish, you also need to work on speaking and trying to pronounce everything you wrote. And the individual work here is write down a closing sentence. Because you can even use the ones that we wrote here, we will only give you 3 minutes. And if you're done, please react with an emoji. And time is up here. By the way, I said 2 hours for a pitch. Of course, I meant 2 minutes. Even though I know one person who can speak for 2 hours without any, doesn't need anyone else there in the room. And also the question I got is the structure of the pitching is 2 minutes of pitch approximately, asking the question to a recruiter, discussions, and ending with the last question for possible next meetup. This is the structure. And Nazia, there will be a feedback form. And for ways to improve this workshop, please mention that it would be so nice to have a clearer structure of a workshop. Thank you for writing that. It's very good for us. And while Reena covers the how to perfect your pitch part, you can finalize yours. Reena, we maybe have 5 minutes for this one.
Yes. So it's also important that when you're practicing, I mean, right from practicing to delivering your pitch, it's important that you overcome the fear or the stress, not exactly the fear, but the stress behind it. We all feel very stressful when we think that we have to introduce ourselves or we have to do something, right? So there are very, very easy things that can be followed to break this fear or overcome the kind of stressful situation. um, One thing is breaking the ice. So when you meet somebody, uh, start with a greeting. Say, really kind of politely say hello, hi, tell your name and say them that it's really nice to meet you. So this kind of already helps you to break that monotony or like break that ice between the interviewer and yourself. And then it helps you to kind of ease out. It also helps you to give a breathing space. So it's very important that you have this kind of breaking the ice situation or scenario, and uh, start your conversation with some greetings. And then eye contact. um, Making eye contact, like, or maintaining eye contact is very important in a way that it really shows confidence. It shows the engagement with the person that you're talking to. So remember to maintain eye contact, but of course not like constantly staring at them, but then this genuine way of kind of having this eye contact constantly with them and engaging with the person. Then also voice tone makes a lots of difference, because you know there is I mean one's voice can say a lot as to whether you are like enthusiastic, how interested you are, or um, are you like very, very least interested in talking to somebody. So it's very important that you really keep your voice tone like natural and neutral. That can be done by using like really clear, confident, and enthusiastic voice tone to convey your message and to speak to them. So that really keeps up the tone. One good tip to practice is to talk or practice by standing or in a standing position, because rehearsing your pitch in standing helps in kind of stimulating this interview environment. And generally there is also some researchers shows that it helps the overall delivery of your speech. So practice standing. Maybe also you can look into the mirror and practice, or even record yourself, and you can replay how you can see how you've performed, and then you can also iterate as you go. So just use these three steps in practicing. Also, before talking to somebody, if you are stressed, try to chew a gum like before the interview. Also, there is a not exactly research, but then it there is a scientific way of analyzing this, that like also chewing gum increases the blood flow to your brain, and it also potentially improves the functioning of our brain, and it reduces anxiety. And so chewing gum really helps a lot. I think Lidiia also has a story behind this chewing the gum, which I'm not 100% sure. I mean, which I don't know very well, but maybe Lidiia
I
can
can share that just
pitch
in
in.
very quickly.
Yeah.
So in nature, animals eat in peace. So when there is no danger, they will not stop and eat if there is a lion soon attacking. So we are in a way animals. So when we eat, our brain thinks we are in like the environment is stable, everything is fine. So when you choose a gum, it also gives the brain the feeling, okay, now we are fine. So I use this because I have a fear of driving. I use that when I need to drive, and like motorways are my biggest fear. So that's when I use this technique, and it helps me based on, I don't know, maybe that's my belief, or it really helps. That's what my story behind.
Yeah, thank you, Lidiia. Then, of course, staying calm and composed, like maintaining your, um, your body language in a way that you're really calm and kind of not feeling really anxious or stressed during the interview, can make a lot of difference. So, just try to breathe in. Remember to breathe in between. And stay calm while you're talking. That will really help to deliver a very effective pitch. And of course, customize. This is one of the important aspect, because tailoring yourself and your self pitching to the specific roles for the role of the company that you're applying, or with the person you're interviewing. So it's very very important. So have a overall structure of pitch, but then also the details that you include, please customize it according to the role and the company that you're interviewing with. Very important one, actually. Yeah, so these are some easy things that if you remember and follow, I think that helps a lot to overcome the overall stress or anxiety when you're pitching yourself, actually. Um, Lidiia,
Thank
maybe.
you,
Yeah,
Reena. I'm here. No worries.
yeah. Okay, thank you.
Now we wanted to ask one of you if you would like to read, if you finished all the steps, if you would like to read what you have written. Nikolai, is that what you want to do?
Yes, it is.
Yes, please do.
Okay, hi, it's nice to meet you. My name is Nick. I'm an Android developer for almost 2.5 years of experience building fintech applications. And my current position is with a Golden Hat company developing bank card payment project. As for me, I specialize in building robust and modern applications, and particularly I'm good in finding implementation issues and bottlenecks, and also designing solutions for them. In my previous role, I implemented an automated testing solution, which led to decrease of teams' idle time by about 15 or 20%. And also, I made a big application redesign in 2 days, which also massively helped us to deliver the release on time. And as for the personal note, I'm a volunteer for the CrossFit events during last 3 years. Um, I guess the question and the final sentence are a bit separate.
You can
So
read
sorry.
them.
Yeah.
You can read.
Actually, I have two questions which are kind of in one. What are the near future goals for the team, and which part in them is expected for the newcomer to be taken?
Mm-hmm.
And for the closing one, it's something like, it was nice to meet you, and thank you for your time. I hope we can discuss further whether there are other areas I can help your team with. And so, how do you feel about scheduling the next meeting?
Very
Wow,
good.
Thank
bravo.
you.
Really good. I love it.
Yes.
Maybe just one small thing that I would fix is when you talk about the needs of a team, please mention IT team or development team, because she might be in recruitment and she would think about her team immediately.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so much for that.
Yes, I love it, Nikolai. Good job.
Yeah, very, very good. Very good. Now, like I always say that it's so hard to become better if you don't have people helping you to become better. So we really kindly ask you to fill the survey. It only has 3 questions. And first one, how likely you would recommend it, and second and third, what do you remember from this workshop, and the third one, what can we improve? That will really help us to get better in the future.
Thank you, girls, for this workshop. That was amazing because, firstly, when I've been thinking about workshop about 10 minutes speech, I've been thinking 1.5 hours. Probably this is too much. What we will talk about, but now time is off, but we're still here, and I'm super excited. I have my list as well done, and that was super interesting to participate. There is some hands up. Can we give a few words for people?
Let's stay for 5 minutes, and
Okay.
at 35, then we will close that. Carolina.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much once again. It was really helpful and so many useful tips. So one question from my side is, even though I'm prepared my perfect pitch and I did my best, still I'm not the one who might do this. So for you as a recruiter, what would help me to get a chance to move to the next step, even if I'm not the best match, maybe? I mean, I have some experience. Maybe it sounds like it's not enough. There are some better candidates. What would help me to get this chance still? Thank you.
Uh, it depends. Thank you, Carolina, for your question. And I really hope and I really wish you good luck with your with this job fair. Uh, it's a tough question to answer in a way because it totally depends on the role that you're talking, and the company that you're applying for, because also it depends on how many number of applications they come across, and it becomes really hard choice. So of course, I mean, you would try your best, but if you think that there is still some things that are lacking, um how can I say, I would say, like, I would want you to maybe work a bit more towards getting the experience, but it's a bit difficult question because it completely depends on the role and the company that you are talking to. So um, it's a difficult question, I would say.
Yeah, thank you. It was
Unfortunately.
just really inspiring story in the beginning of this set about the Apple developer or something. I don't remember
Yes.
in particular.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm.
Yeah, so I feel quite similar situation in my field. It's
Okay.
not developing, but yeah. So
Mhm.
I just wonder what would show my enthusiasm the most. So even if I have some
Okay.
lack of experience in something.
Yeah,
Okay.
so citing that example, okay, now I think I understand your situation much clearly. So, um, again, going back to that example, what that particular candidate did was, like, when he started his introduction, he spoke very little or very briefly about his background in cybersecurity, which was his current role, but then he heavily focused on his experience in the iPhone field, and he really had all the details that was required. Like, he shared all the applications that he has developed. He actually walked me through all the applications in detail, and the introduction pitch that he started also was heavily focused on his experience in iPhone development, to be honest. So I think that's something that you can do. So if you think you have more experience in area that you want to showcase more, so build a case or build a pitch in a way that you highlight more key skills and key competencies and achievements from that particular background and not your current role. So I think that's where you can stand out.
And also, these types of questions we are helping to solve individually during our mentorship program that lasts either for 3 months or 6 months. If you are interested, you can I can send the link in the chat, or you can go to the website Get Hired in Finland, because this is exactly our job is, Reena, to help you with getting hired. We have one more question and then a very short answer, and then we will close that. There was someone who wanted to ask a question. Please ask. You raised your hand second time as well.
Hello, Mavina here. First of all, the webinar was like excellent. I want to give the feedback. Like, I don't have any other questions. I want to say the feedback on the whole presentation. It just only with PowerPoint presentation. It was with some examples. It was easy to understand. It was easy to see the recruiter's perspective on candidates. It was really amazing to be in this webinar. Thank you so much, guys, for that.
Thank you a lot. It's it's important to hear good feedback. Thank you for sharing that.
Yes, thank you so much.
That's
and
it.
Julia, please share where people can find the recording, and then we will wrap up.
Yes, we will put the recording in our group on Telegram, IT Finland if you speak Russian, and at Nerds Bay if you do not speak Russian. And we have a page in LinkedIn at Nerds Bay. You can also find it just by the name in LinkedIn. And we will put this recording link as well there. So thank you very much for these questions, and hope that will help you to prepare, and we will rock this Nerds Bay Fair with a lot of offers.
Thank you, everyone, and have a beautiful day.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, everyone, for all the
Thank you
active
so much.
participation. And
Thank you.
have a good day, and good luck to all of you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.